Good morning, everybody. David McCoy, Ochimo Properties, Real Estate Matters. We are continuing our series on frequently asked questions about commercial real estate. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about economic incentives. When you are leasing space or when you are buying a building or developing a new building, one important thing to consider is whether or not there are economic incentives that might help you. Economic incentives can be all kinds of things. There are some federal economic incentives for trying to attract jobs to the U.S. Typically, most of the economic incentives, however, are going to be state or local. And it's rare, it's unlikely that the kind of economic incentives you would have would be somebody giving you money. That just almost never happens. Normally what it is it's tax incentives. Lots of times the state or the city might offer to give you a pass on taxes. They might reduce your overall tax rate, corporate tax rate, or they might reduce your payroll tax rate for a period of time. Lots of times it's 5 years or maybe 10 years, depending upon. But really, the bottom line is what they're trying to do is almost always the purpose is to try to attract jobs. So the amount that they offer you typically hinges on the amount of jobs that they expect you to have. And normally this is for new jobs. It's rare that they're going to offer economic incentives to an existing company that is just building a new space or just relocating or something along those lines. It almost always is going to be something where there are new jobs. It's important to know that. That's been in the news a lot in recent years. The states often are very competitive with each other, trying to offer the best deal. I think the biggest one in the news in recent years was Amazon looking for their second headquarters. And we had places all over that were making a pitch for that, trying to offer the best possible fit. When a company is looking for that, they don't only base it on how much the economic incentives are. I think a lot of people think that that's the case, and you'll hear people who seem almost bitter that states and localities are making these offers, but normally it's a net win for everybody, because if they come, even if the company gets some tax relief, they usually are hiring a lot of people, and those people are paying taxes. And so the taxes actually, the states don't normally put a situation where they're going to end up with less taxes. Overall, they're going to end up with more, and it will stimulate the economy in other ways. If more people move into an area, those people are going to need houses, and they're going to start buying groceries, and they will increase the total economic activity of the area. And that's what the states are looking for. So for commercial real estate, the important thing is you need somebody. There are so many different programs. I think it would be very rare that you would ever find a broker or anyone who absolutely knows all these things down cold. Because one of the reasons is there's so many of them, and the other reason is because they change all the time, and it's just hard to keep up with. But they should have sort of a general idea, and what they should have is they should know where to go to get more information, who you talk to. So, for example, south of the Louisville area in Bullitt County if I had a client that was looking to open a new facility down there, we would be in touch with the economic development people in Bullitt County and asking them, about that. Are there some incentives that might apply to this person? You have to involve these guys, and you also have to know a little bit about what you're doing there. You can make a mistake. I had a client a number of years ago who was trying to open a new business in southern Indiana, and he was looking around and he was getting ready to sign a lease. And then he was going to go talk to the people about the economic incentives. But you can't do it that way. If you do it that way, normally the economic development people are going to say, well, you're already coming here, so why do we need to offer anything to get you here when we already know you're coming? So you have to talk to them before you finish your deal. You have to talk to them before you close on your property if you're buying, or before you sign your lease. And typically what we do in those situations is in the lease and or the contract to purchase, we'll put a contingency in there that it is contingent on economic incentives. Then if economic incentives are not available, you can still go forward with the contract. It will be up to you. But that way, if they are available, you would still be considered eligible to apply for those with that area. So you want a broker that has an idea that it would probably be very unlikely that they would know everything. They'll know some, but there's just a lot to keep track of, and it changes area to area. So in the same state, you may have, obviously throughout the state, you would have the same state economic incentives, but in different cities, those cities would offer different things as well. So it's just nearly impossible to keep up with all of them. But again, the important thing is that you know that they're available and you know where to go to ask about them, and that you include that in your planning. There are a number of things, and usually, as I said, it's tax incentives. Occasionally there'll be some other things. I know that here in Louisville, Kentucky, a number of years ago, they used to have a program, and it was a city beautification kind of program. They were trying to, as areas were being redeveloped, they were trying to allow people to have some money to fix up the exteriors of their buildings. And so there are different things that you might have. Sometimes you can have historical tax credits. I mean, there's different things in there. But again, you need someone who is aware of all those programs who can kind of help you steer through that. So that's really it. I know that's just kind of a broad brush, but the important thing, I guess the takeaway here is if you are having a business and you're going to result in some new jobs, either moving into an area, sometimes it will be also available for expansions. You need to check with your economic development areas and with your broker to see if you might be able to qualify for some of that. Those can be important. They can really make a difference in your business, and so you do need to think about that. So I guess that's really it for economic incentives today. As I said, it's a big topic, and we just barely touched the surface of it. So if you have questions, let me know. You can email me or leave a comment or contact me. I'd be glad to try to look it up if I can. Also, if you have topics for future videos you'd like covered, let me know. I will probably pick some of those and do some of those down the road. Upcoming, I'm going to continue the commercial real estate for a while. I'm going to probably do some on international real estate coming up soon. I don't know exactly when I'll start that. So I'm going to be covering multiple topics here, and so I'm interested in things that you're interested in. So if you like this video, please click like. If you think that someone else would enjoy it, share it with some other people, or share it on your timeline. And if you'd like to keep in touch with this, please click subscribe. So thanks very much for watching. Appreciate the comments I'm getting so far. And I hope everybody has a terrific day today. Take care. Bye.